Oh, the path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross it? Yeah, we know about that board, but we don't care. We can catch it. Spooky sounds, man. Two bodies, two young women. They were half dug into a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. I had no idea who these girls were. I didn't touch the gravesite, did I? Yeah, go ahead. I tried to arrange the bodies so their clothes covered them better. I closed the young one's eyes, shivering at the slight touch. With a few nearby sticks, I created a head marker so the police could find them later. The police! What were these two women doing out here? This river's cold. Did I wade back over the other side? Of course I did. How else would I finish this game? This isn't a game, it's an experience of a lifetime. Ow. Okay. Bushes number 2. Hey, trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. Credit card? I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yeah, but if it's lost in the woods, those campers must have used some tree ATM machine to clear money. Now you're poor. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. I'm going to go through this bush before I go any further. More bushes. What was that? Come back here! Okay. Nothing. What's this? A few embers still burned within the fire pit. I couldn't bear to think of who this campsite belonged to. I thought of the two girls across the river and had to collect myself. 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. Oh no! One chair was knocked over. Those poor girls were here. When they obviously ran off, they were cans of beer spilled onto the ground and the dirt was kicked up and... Okay. I don't remember this part. Cheap-looking 2-person dome tent only made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Did this campsite belong to those girls? I don't know. Now, I came through that bush. The middle bush. What's through here? I hear somebody! There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yeah, you did, 'cause you're a murderer. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The news page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel! Rachel? Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. Now, that could be a different Rachel. Not your Rachel. I don't think you thought of that. The names Daphne and Olivia have been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose also have been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. 'Cause you're a murderer. Yeah, this is amnesia, because you took something and it made you forget all the murders you did, because you're a murderer. Yeah, you're a murderer. There's another bush. No, 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 don't look. No, 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 no. No, no. No. Now, before we go in there, we're gonna go through this bush. We're gonna check the sign out. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I had finally found the exit. Oh, once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Nope, I don't want to exit. Because there's still that building that I need to go to. Actually, there's still that one door that I need to go to as well. I think this was the way out. Yeah. Oh. Oops, can't go through here, never mind. Go through the bushes. This is a campsite. Where are all the other campers? Anyways, let's check this place out. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. I won't open this stall. Hello? Anybody in here? There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? No, because you already crossed the river. Left the plank where it was. Perhaps just wading through that river would be safer. Yeah, probably fall off a plank of wood anyways. Okay, I guess it didn't need to come in here anyways. Because I had a piece of wood already. Oh, wait. These bushes, man. They make me yawn. Oh, dear. Sorry. Not going back to that place. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. Excuse me. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean, and where the campers who had abandoned their site. Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? I know, because I'm a murderer. You're a murderer, Daniel. Walking, 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 walking. Door. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist. A hot machinist! For all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago. Now, times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. But it's not, because you were a murderer. Now hold on a second. Okay, I can go in there. I can go in here too. Look at this. This iron. It's not being used. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yeah. Because you're a thief too. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyways. I found the body of a security guard. Just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Yes! You stole it! You're a thief and a murderer! Go into the spooky building. You hear noises. You're not alone. You're gonna get killed. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to various parts of the factory. Other parts of the factory. Metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight. Seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. Yep, that's right, I remember. Hello, one of the lockers was hung open. Its contents were tossed around like somebody had been looking for something. I wonder what. Incriminating evidence! Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old... Oh dear. Oh, bulletin board on the wall. Excuse me. I have to yawn. I'm gonna need some water again. The board contained yellowed... Wow, the text just came out of nowhere. Clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to them, to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who is one of the older guys in the line. Yeah, something like that. Come on, I'm trying to make good time. Okay. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yeah, you did. It ain't on yet. The power panel still wasn't working. Should I switch it again? Yeah, you did. Bang! The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. It was Rachel. A power panel. A power panel. Looks like it was shut off. Yeah, you did turn it on. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot in the side. Dead. Card slot. Excuse me, I'm yawning again. Oh, dear. Oh, goodness, sorry. This is gonna be the attack of the yawns. Our old brick table, the layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Did I wipe the table off? Yes, you did. Excuse me. Oh, boarded up. The door had been hastily boarded up. Oh, that's suspicious. You gotta be able to find like a crowbar in this game. Boxes. Another locker. This was more... Oh, dear. Yeah, hang on. Okay, that dog needs to stop looking out the window. The door was dented, like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked here. Maybe he was angry. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Yes. Ooh, old bookcase. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yeah, you did. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. That's because I killed the security guard outside. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yeah, you did. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yeah, you did. And then you pushed the switch again because it wasn't working. Yes! It still wasn't working. You pushed that switch. Power panel was still there. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. And one more time. Sweet. Okay. Now we head back. Boxes. Excuse me. I used the hammer, and the old wooden boards came apart easily. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Suspicious. This was my locker. There in the factory. It stank of booze. You drinker! There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. There's a mess of empty booze bottles. Because you're a drinker. You're a drunkard, a murderer, and a thief. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. No, it was your fault. You're his accomplice. Wait, was that a door? Go back. No, that was a wall. It's your fault. You got drunk, and you killed people, and now you don't remember. It's even more shameful. Bad Daniel. Oh, Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. You're a murderer. I'm walking. What's in here? The door opened now that the power was back on. But this wasn't the door that I wanted to go in. A large pile of building materials and debris blocked the way. Another smudge of dirt similar to the one I had found in those sewers was on the floor. A rusted old regulator of some kind sat dusty and unused against the wall. I don't remember this room. Planks, tools, and broken up parts blocked any further passage. This is spooky. Well, what's the point of this room? Alright. Let's go in here now that the door works. A rack of flashlights hung on the wall. One of them was missing. Yeah. Go in the door. My foot hit the wet ground as I exited the factory and I almost slipped in the muck. It sent a jolt on my leg and the pain made my eyes water. In the dim light, I could see a darkened path before me. I didn't recognize it, but I hoped it would lead somewhere closer to town. I wanted to get away from that dead guard and maybe whoever killed him was still around. Like you! Just imagining that made my back tingle like someone was standing right behind me. Who had gone through those lockers? What was anybody at all doing in the old plant? Maybe I thought Norman would have an idea. Swallow. His store wasn't far down the main road. I had traveled long enough by myself. It was time I found some help. No, go back. No. The factory door had locked itself behind me. Okay. I want to look around a little more. Because I remember being a hole I could have jumped down, I think. Can't remember. A rusty old truck had careened off the road and into the guardrail. Its front was crushed and its windows had all smashed. Judging by the rust, it had been there a while. I don't remember that. Don't remember a crashed truck. Go through that door. It's a dumpster. Another dumpster. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out of one of the bags. It was my driver's license. What's it doing in there? It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yeah, you did. I cleaned the card off as the best I could and it looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card in my wallet and next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Eep. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Ah yes, Norman's store. I remember. Let's go upstairs first. Let's go in here first. Let's go over there first. A coat! What? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack? What was Norman's... that was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing here? Suspicious. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Sure, yeah. I carefully pushed the piece back in place and felt a great burden lifted. Norman, what were you doing with all these? Huh. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll do that. If I need to, I'll defend myself with a kitchen knife. Grr. Blood! TV. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Look at this couch! It looks so comfy. It's about to rain outside. Oh, hey Norman, how you doing? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserve better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Yes. I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Yeah, 'cause you're a murderer. I gotta go back downstairs after this. 'Cause there's stuff. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. Didn't want to dig bad, but yes, you did. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Whoa. Fridge! Let me examine the fridge. I am starving. I want some snacks from this fridge. Pardon my outburst of craziness there. I will be on my way now. Okay. Should probably shut that TV off, man. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yeah, you did. I gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. I know I played this game before, but playing it again is surprisingly refreshing. Even though it's a horror game. Tucked against the wall were an old sleeping bag and a portable camping stove. The sleeping bag smelled earthly. It had been used recently? Had it been? Norman, were you in those woods? Box. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yeah, you did. I opened up the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things, more of my wife's clothes. Photos, shoes, and even that old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel? What were you doing with Norman? Down the ladder, down the ladder. Oh dear. Somebody help me. Okay. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Oh, the icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. That's no good. Quick, steal an ice cream. Okay, there were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Yeah, no kidding. Everything looked in better shape way back. It had been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, and finding him that way still left me cold. Thinking of him slumped against that chair only cemented my research in getting rid of that gun. It looked like someone had taken that piece from his store, but why was it in those tunnels? As I stepped outside, I recalled that dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Awesome, I can't wait to get home. One of these doors is mine. Is this one? Yeah, it has to be this one. Excuse me. Ah, the neighborhood local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but let's take a look at the letter. Yes. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Package? I remember reading this, yes. I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband, and you are a friend. I need some time to sort this out and away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so you don't think you can hold that against me. I'm going to tell him and get past this. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to. But he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. My wife was cheating on me. I mean, at least she was going to be honest with me. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding and chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Actually, I want to go. I never did fix this gate. It was stuck. Great. Never mind. Never mind. Is that blood? No. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Quick, to the basement! The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. What an inconvenience. Fridge! Fridge. Okay. Table! The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Yawning again. Oh my goodness. The door in the basement, excuse me, was locked. Where'd I put that key? There's a small pile of mail on the floor in the front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There's a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yeah, go ahead. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What? Probably because some guy stole it. The front door was locked from inside. Inside. I am inside. I couldn't go out, though. I need to see if Rachel was here. I may need some water. Maybe. We'll see. See if I can live. What's in this door? Behind door number 1. An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yeah. It's your wife. Feeling like I got a part of my life back. Placing a photo on my wallet. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? TV that I regretted getting. I remember that. Oh, he lost his job. Poor guy. Felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. I think I have to sneeze. Almost. I think it's going to be one of those sneezes that doesn't sneeze. Oh. Well, yeah. Great, now my nose feels funny. I hate that. The door was stuck shut. Okay, yeah. Okay. I get it. Sweet. I gotta find a key. Excuse me, sorry. Where do I find a key? That's right. Trash? Trash can somewhere? Nope. I gotta get to the basement. Because that's where the moment of truth is. Yeah, the front door. Okay. Okay, I got this. Okay, so this door was stuck shut. An old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Oh, go upstairs. Or down. Was that downstairs? No. Mirror! Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces scattered around the floor. What happened? I saw blood on the floor. Our sink, which needed to be replaced, one of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. I had a hard time saying that. Claw-footed bathtubs are weird. Oh, hang on.